It's Sunday morning. You're standing at the window with a cup of coffee, watching nothing in particular. You blink, and somehow it's Sunday again. The whole week just went. If I offered you money to tell me what happened last Wednesday, you couldn't do it. It didn't feel like 7 days. It felt like one long afternoon that somebody put on fast forward. And it's not just the week. Wasn't it just summer? Didn't you just take the decorations down? People keep saying the years are flying by now. And they say it a little nervously, like they all noticed the same thing at the same time and nobody knows who to tell. Here's the strange part. You're not imagining it. And there are 4 real reasons it's happening to you. Now rewind, way back. Be 8 years old again just for a second. Remember a single summer. Not a vacation, not a big trip. Just an ordinary summer. It went on forever. June felt like its own little lifetime. The walk to school took an hour. A car ride to your grandparents' house was basically a cross-country expedition. One slow Tuesday in August could stretch out so wide you genuinely ran out of things to do with it. Same planet, same 24-hour day, same you. So what happened? Where did all of that time go? Think about how a kid waits for a birthday. It's agony. The days crawl on their hands and knees. A month away might as well be a year away. Now think about how you waited for your last birthday. You didn't. It walked up behind you and tapped you on the shoulder. Wait, that's this weekend? The clock on the wall didn't change. 60 seconds is still 60 seconds. Whatever changed is on the inside. Your brain runs its own clock, and that clock was never measuring hours. It's measuring something else. And once you see what, you can't unsee it. Here's the first reason, and it's almost too simple. Back in 1897, a French philosopher named Paul Janet noticed something. He said the length of a year isn't fixed. It's a fraction, a slice of everything you have lived so far. Watch. When you're 5, 1 year is 1/5 of your entire life. 20%. That is a gigantic slab of everything you have ever known. When you're 50, that same year is 1/50th of your life. 2%. The exact same 365 days sliced 10 times thinner. So a summer at 5 and a summer at 50 are not the same size. Not even close. To a child, a year is an ocean. To a grown adult, it's a coin sliding off the top of a very tall stack. And if you follow that line all the way down, you land on something that sounds insane the first time you hear it. In the way your mind keeps score, by the time you turn 20, about half of your felt life is already behind you. Half by 20. Sit with that for a second, but proportion is only reason 1. Because that's just math, and math doesn't explain why last Wednesday vanished. For that, go back to 1890. William James, the father of American psychology, wrote it down in one line. The years feel empty as we age, he said, because we fill them with the same things over and over. Think about what a child's day actually is. It's all firsts. First time you taste something sour, first time you see the ocean, first bike, first lost tooth, first time you stay up past midnight. Every single day lays down brand new memory, thick and loud and vivid. Now look at your Wednesday. Same alarm, same route, same chair, same screen. Your brain has seen all of it 1,000 times, so it does the efficient thing. It stops recording. It files the entire day under same as usual and barely keeps a copy. And here's the trick of the whole thing. When you look back, your brain measures how long a stretch of time was by how much it remembers from inside it. A week full of new things feels long. A week of copies feels like almost nothing because there is almost nothing there to play back. The writer Claudia Hammond calls this the holiday paradox. A trip somewhere new flies past while you're living it, then feels huge in your memory. A year at the same desk feels slow on a Monday, then evaporates by December. Novelty is the thing that gives time its weight. There's a third reason, and this one is physical. In 2019, an engineer at Duke named Adrian Beijan published a theory that's almost beautiful. Your mind, he says, doesn't experience time as a smooth stream. It experiences it as a sequence of still images, mental snapshots, like the pages of a flipbook. A baby's brain takes those snapshots incredibly fast. Fresh wiring, darting eyes, picture after picture after picture. A huge number of frames packed into every hour. So an hour is stuffed full of happening. As you age, the wiring gets longer and slower. The signals have farther to travel, and the paths themselves start to wear down. You capture fewer snapshots in the same hour, fewer frames. And a flipbook with fewer pages flips to the end faster. That's the whole idea. Same hour on the clock, fewer mental pictures inside it, so it's over before you looked up. And then there's the clock itself. Deep in your brain sits an internal timer, and it runs on a chemistry that quietly shifts as you get older. Researchers tested this in the simplest way you can imagine. They asked people of different ages to close their eyes and count out 2 minutes in their heads. Just feel when 120 seconds had gone by. The young people landed close. The older group kept calling time long after the 2 minutes were already gone, off by around a quarter. Their inner clock was running slow, so the real world felt like it was racing on ahead of them. Your own clock is losing that race right now, and nobody sends you the memo. So line the 4 reasons up side by side. 1. Proportion. Every year is a thinner slice of the life stacked behind you. 2. Novelty. Fewer firsts means fewer memories, and memory is the ruler you measure time with. 3. Frames. Fewer mental snapshots per hour, so the flipbook runs out sooner. 4. Chemistry. The clock in your head ticks slower than the one on the wall, and none of them wait their turn. They hit you all at once. That is why a year at 35 can feel like a single season did at 8. 4 different forces, all leaning on the same wheel, all speeding you up together. So go back to that Sunday window. The coffee, the blink. The week didn't actually move faster. The clock never once lied to you. What changed is how much of it you let in. And here's the part that should keep you up tonight in a good way. You are not helpless here. Every one of those 4 forces has the exact same weakness. A first time, something you have never done, a road you have never driven, a skill hard enough that your brain sits up and starts recording again. You can't add days to your life. The number is the number, but you can stop the days you do have from blurring into each other. Kids aren't handed more time than the rest of us. They just refuse to spend a single second of it on autopilot. Maybe that's the whole secret. Stop blinking.